they must know me well. Number one, I'm, for the first time, speechless in my life. First time ever. What an honor. Thank you. I'm so honored to get, I'm not so done. To be awarded this high award because you do what you love is phenomenal. I must correct Francis, I've been a national tournament director for 21 years, not 12. Because we do hang on to those kind of things. But it is so great that I'm able to do what I do. I was introduced to this sport by the father of my sons who are here. And I went along just to watch him play tournaments, and in doing that I met Jay Pratt and Marilyn Miller and asked them if I could help them run tournaments. And that is how I began. I then met Lee Strassner. By then I was working at a club. Lee got me involved, came all the way up through all the district stuff. Was all the way to the president of the district. Have served on committees for the valley. Everything that I do embodies what all of you have been saying at all of your meetings and what it says on the brochure. Teamwork. Everything that I am able to do only happens because I have teams. My first team is my family. My husband, my children, my grandchildren, my sister, my brother-in-law, sister-in-law, nephew. I have a big family. But everything works because you get along first in that team of family. Because that's all about growing up and everything we do. So when Lee came along and got me involved, I said, of course, sure. By then I was having to work at a tennis club because I was having to pay for my habit of playing tennis. I played so much that I had to get a job. Did that for about 20 years. During that time, I was very honored to run the championship sectionals in 1980 in St. Louis. The only time it was there, 128 draw of every gender, right, every age. We met. Barbara Fackel, I believe, was there as well. In the Chase Park Plaza, we had every tennis court in St. Louis, if I recall. That was my biggest introduction. Now, I really do believe for that event, in all fairness, I was a figurehead. They did all the work. That, without a doubt. The whole committee. Doug Smith. Doug Smith, the guy who at that point taught me how to schedule. Once you learn how to schedule, you can run a tournament. Because that is the key thing you must do. Following my tenure running clubs, I had also met Craig Sandy, who asked us to assist at the club I was at in running one of the many nationals that they had at Sunset. And I was finished with the club business, and they came to me thinking, well, maybe she'll run a few tournaments. And I was hooked. Started with the district, with endorsers, met Dee Dee Allen by running the Olympic Festival in San Antonio and in St. Louis. Started bidding on national tournaments. Scott Zumwalt's here first to St. Louis ever since '94. Met Jody Adam, met Barbara Fackel, Jackie Croft, of course Lee, Stephen Hamill, and Mr. Hanover, the president, his wife, Marla, was my first Hanover to know. And without those people, I couldn't have continued because they include every tournament director in meetings and everything we need to know to get to you. My passion for this sport is what it does for everyone, adults and children. I think my main focus is the juniors, because I truly, truly, truly believe it teaches life lessons. It teaches them discipline. It teaches them how to think on their feet. It teaches them how to handle adversity. And if they're real lucky, they get some help in college as well. All of those things are life lessons that help every one of them. I'm so blessed to be able to run a circuit of 17 to 20 tournaments from every level, district to national to ITA, done the National Public Parks, have done NCAA for Division III. All of that just culminates because you're exposed to wonderful people like Myra Rowan, Mary Vassar from the district office, Mary Bushman, who used to be in our district office and now is here in Kansas City. All these wonderful people that you meet throughout the sport contribute to what you do in the sport. My family, supporting what I did, what I do, they had to grow up pretty much with me gone. A lot of the time, they've never complained. My right arm in my 4 national tournaments, as I call her, my sister, couldn't do it without her. And I've got a generation that I'm training, and that would be my grandchildren, Ashley, 25, and Sean, 20. Sean drove home from Mizzou to help me run the Gateway this year. What an honor is that a grandma has kids that say, "Grandma, can I help?" And they do. People like Kenny Hayden, who I need when it rains. Dan Abton and his wife, Debbie, not only when it rains, I need Dan and Dwight Davis, where I'm very, very privileged to be and have been there since '92, because he runs that facility and has everything totally taken care of. I can't say enough about Dan, because I had to do things there for at least 10 years before he was there, so there was a difference, a big difference, because I was in charge, and that was not as good as Dan being in charge. The Sunset Tennis Center. Every indoor place, I've been to Forest Lake, Woods Mill, I've been to West James. When you get the dreaded R, you need a place, you need a friend. You make your phone call, and they say, "Of course, Jude, what do you need? This is what I have," and we're there. I had the same thing with collegiate things. It's amazing. It is, and we get the job done. We do it well. We try to make sure everybody plays tournament with fairness. I think that's my mantra. If a kid says, "Mrs. Dippold, may I get on court such and such?" I go, "No, then I have to listen to the other 127. No, you will go where you're assigned when we have a system and it works." Kids like that. They really do like that they know exactly what to expect. And I've been honored, and many kids that still write me letters from having played junior tournaments. I've got kids now that are playing and bringing their babies and wives. It's just, it's awesome. My husband said I should stand up here and tell you all that I had run about 4,000 tournaments, and I should give you my best memory of each. And I couldn't remember all 4,000. But I do get to run 17 to 20 with 100 people at least in each every year. So you figure I've probably run over 50,000 people in tournaments. And that is, I'm so honored that I get to do it. I plan to keep doing it. So if you guys gave me this thing, I was not going to run. That's not true. Definitely not true. It's a lot of learning. I've learned about coaches. Goes without saying, I've certainly learned about parents. They can be the toughest nut to crack. But we get it done. We get it done well. In those instances, I have to rely on my man over there, Mr. Lou Conley. Lou's been my head referee for at least 15 years. in my nationals, and his lovely wife, Cheryl, is also there. Couldn't do it without him. He always says, okay, okay, and he goes, oh, not again. But we get the job done. Most everything can always be handled properly, professionally, because we try to be professionals. I want to thank you again. It's great. Well, the really good thing is Eli told me I only had 3 minutes. I couldn't even read my little notes in 3 minutes. I said my talk from 3 this morning until I got up this morning, 15 different ways. I hope it's made sense. I hope I have not been remiss in thanking my family, my friends, the scientists. I did forget you, but there I said it. My boys, my grandsons, Mason and Kenny, who are just playing Green Dot. Yes.